they've been sitting on this announcement for 2 years. They've unveiled 2 major oil discoveries and a natural gas find in the deep water in the Gulf of Mexico. Again, this would be deep water drilling. Can we go and get it? But they say combined, these finds could contain more than 700 million barrels of recoverable oil and gas resources. They made the finds in 2009 and 2010, but they didn't know exactly how much oil they didn't know how much oil was down there potentially. So they've now given us an estimate, 700 million barrels. It's one of the largest discoveries in the Gulf of Mexico in the last decade, according to Exxon's president of exploration. They had already started to drill their latest well when the Deepwater Horizon occurred. So Exxon was going after this oil when the Horizon explosion occurred. And then, of course, the ensuing moratorium delayed it and put them back by a year. The process of continuing that drill started up again on March 26th. They said we had drilling rigs standing by for months. We were chomping at the bit to go and drill this well. Well, they're back drilling at it. So much for the world being out of oil. We've already got known finds and reserves that assure us oil for hundreds of years yet, if we're only allowed to go and get it and allowed to burn it. And it's one of the ways that these environmentalists and green types are just so wrong-headed. I can see wanting a clean environment. Absolutely, we all want a clean environment. But instead of insisting that we can't use our main resources of fuels like oil and gas and coal that are abundant and easy and cheap and are proven to provide the needs that we need provided for, instead of saying let's find a better way to burn those fuels, no, we have to go to wind and solar, which are largely pipe dreams, boutique energies at most. And I've always wondered, and I've talked about it on the air in the past, but not for many years now. Why isn't the thrust of the eco movement, instead of we need to go to wind and solar, why isn't the thrust more logical and reasonable, like we need to find cleaner and cleaner ways to burn gas and oil and coal because we're going to be using them? Really, it would be so much more logical and reasonable. They'd get so much more support from the rest of us if the goal wasn't to stop all oil and gas and coal production and exploration, and was instead to find ways to just burn them ever and ever and ever more cleanly. We should be working on clean emissions technologies, not pie-in-the-sky wind and solar boutique technologies. Imagine, and it's only a matter of time, I think, imagine when someone comes up with a way to burn gasoline through a car perfectly cleanly, so that the exhaust of the car comes out as clean air. Okay, suddenly no more reason to hate petroleum, right? Why can't we keep our gas-using cars? What if we did perfect clean coal? Well, no more reason to hate that either, right? Why aren't we working on those things instead of listening to these eco-goofs who insist we have to put every tried and true and reasonable form of energy aside and go with pie-in-the-sky ninny crapola?